that, once upon a time, in a quiet corner of the world, nestled beside a sprawling ancient forest, lived a poor but kind-hearted woodcutter. His home was a humble hut, and his days were spent in the rhythm of the woods, chopping firewood from dawn till dusk. He'd then carry his load to the bustling market, trading it for just enough coins to buy a simple meal. Life was hard, a constant struggle, yet it never managed to chip away at the goodness in his heart. He was an honest man, known for his gentle spirit. One afternoon, as the sun dappled through the thick canopy of leaves, the woodcutter ventured deeper into the forest than he ever had before. The air was still, filled with the scent of damp earth and pine. As he swung his axe, a faint, desperate sound caught his ear. It was a frantic chirping. Following the noise, he discovered a small, beautiful bird, its leg caught fast in a hunter's cruel trap. Its tiny wings beat against the metal, a panicked dance of fear. Seeing the creature's distress, the woodcutter's heart went out to it. He put down his axe and knelt, his large, calloused hands moving with surprising gentleness. Carefully, he worked the mechanism of the trap, his fingers fumbling slightly as he tried not to frighten the bird further. After a moment, the trap sprang open, and the bird was free. He scooped it up, its little heart thrumming against his palm, and gently placed it on the safety of a high branch. He turned to leave, but a soft, shimmering light stopped him in his tracks. He blinked, rubbing his eyes in disbelief. Where the bird had been, a beautiful fairy now hovered, her wings like spun moonlight, and her smile as warm as the morning sun. "You have a kind heart, good woodcutter," she said, her voice like the chiming of tiny bells. "An act of pure compassion deserves a reward." She held out her hands, and in them was a simple woven cloak, the color of the forest floor at twilight. "I give you this magic cloak," she continued. "Whenever you wear it and make a wish, that wish will come true. But you must remember this warning: only good and selfless wishes will bring you true happiness. Wishes born of greed will lead only to ruin." The woodcutter, utterly stunned, could only nod in gratitude. He took the cloak, its fabric surprisingly soft and light, and watched as the fairy dissolved into 1,000 sparkling motes of light, disappearing back into the forest. He walked home in a daze, the cloak clutched tightly in his hand. Was it real? Could it truly be magic? Back in his small, bare hut, with his stomach rumbling from a long day's work, curiosity finally won. He draped the cloak over his shoulders. It felt comforting, like a warm embrace. Hesitantly, he closed his eyes and whispered, "I wish I had enough food for today." When he opened his eyes, he gasped. There on his rickety wooden table, which had been empty moments before, was a feast. A bowl of steaming rice, a perfectly grilled fish, and a platter of fresh, juicy fruits. It was more food than he'd seen in weeks. He was amazed, but the fairy's words echoed in his mind, only good and selfless wishes. He ate his fill, profoundly grateful, but knew this incredible gift was not just for him. From that day forward, the woodcutter's life was transformed, but not in the way one might expect. He never wished for a castle or for riches for himself. Instead, he remembered his community. When he heard his neighbor's child was sick with a fever, he put on the cloak and wished for the right medicine to appear, and it did. When the village crops began to wither under a relentless sun, he stood in the parched fields, wearing the cloak, and wished for a gentle, life-giving rain. And the clouds gathered, and the rain fell. Soon, the entire village felt the effects of his quiet generosity. The sick were healed, the hungry were fed, and the community prospered. They didn't know the secret of the cloak, but they knew the woodcutter was at the heart of their good fortune. He became the most loved and respected man in the village, not for any wealth he possessed, but for the boundless kindness he shared. But such incredible magic cannot stay secret forever. Whispers of the woodcutter's miraculous deeds traveled beyond the village, carried on the wind like seeds. Eventually, these whispers reached the ears of a wealthy merchant who lived in a grand house on a hill. This man was the opposite of the woodcutter in every way. His heart was shriveled and his soul consumed by an insatiable greed. The more he had, the more he wanted. Upon hearing of a cloak that could grant wishes, the rich man's eyes glinted with avarice. He immediately traveled to the woodcutter's humble hut. "I hear you have a special cloak," he said, his voice dripping with full sweetness. "I will buy it from you. Name your price." 1,000 gold coins. 10,000. The woodcutter simply shook his head. "This cloak is not for sale, sir," he replied politely. "Its value is not in gold, but in the good it can do." The rich man sneered, his friendly mask falling away. "Every man has a price, you fool," he spat, but the woodcutter stood firm. Enraged by the refusal, the merchant left, but a dark plot was already forming in his mind. If he couldn't buy it, he would steal it. That very night, under the cover of darkness, he crept back to the hut. He slipped through the unlocked door and, finding the cloak hanging on a simple peg, snatched it and disappeared into the night. The next morning, the rich man could barely contain his glee. He returned to his mansion, bolted the doors, and draped the stolen cloak over his shoulders. It felt coarse and heavy on him, nothing like the comfort the woodcutter had felt. But he didn't care. He stood in the center of his vast, empty hall and bellowed, his voice echoing with lust. "I wish for mountains of gold, enough to make me the richest man in the world." He closed his eyes, imagining piles of glittering coins and shining bars. But when he opened them, there was no gold. Instead, a furious wind suddenly roared through the mansion, smashing windows and tearing tapestries from the walls. The cloak was ripped from his shoulders and swept up by the violent gust. He watched in horror as it was pulled out through a broken window and carried high into the sky, disappearing into the clouds like a forgotten leaf. The wind died down as quickly as it had come, leaving the rich man standing alone in his ruined hall, with nothing but his own greed. Back in the village, the woodcutter awoke to find his cloak gone. His heart sank, not for himself, but for the people he could no longer help. As he sat sadly by his hearth, a familiar, shimmering light filled his hut. The fairy appeared before him once more, her expression serene. "You have lost the cloak," she stated, "but you have not lost your kindness." She smiled gently. "A good heart is the truest magic of all," and with a wave of her hand, a new cloak appeared, identical to the first, and settled softly on the woodcutter's shoulders. "Those who use their gifts for others will never truly lose what matters," the fairy said, her voice filled with warmth. From that day on, the woodcutter continued to live a simple, happy life. He still chopped wood, but he also used his magical gift to bring joy and relief to everyone around him. And the villagers would often tell their children the tale of the Cloak of Wishes, a timeless story reminding them all that the greatest wealth is not what you have, but what you give. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tales to brighten your day. We'll see you in the next video.